Abusa transfer for your D and Koma Hono na Yura Wanabo Haruna Yusuf, a former MC the man this year, and what a offensive south about 1 person so. No, not so Edna Archer Najane Edia Fanada, and Nipama Kuma Naya, speaker, a declare a yo musit no air vacant no. Nanam Kofi Kasa Kamiako as Speaker of Parliament, interpreti a year Ghana constitution, and I know under Yura a Haruna Yusuf due to Jan what say, Speaker Anya Najane so be interpreti a year constitution no, and so be declared Nipama Kuma 9, a yo musit no air vacant. What in Jamupina and a day or two a fast a year speaker and ruling no as so Mabusia. Yakurintin, some of the one about Haruna Yusuf, our former MC Dima this year, our offensive south. Young Tino, your buy Baba transfer fee, your D and some answer so and who am come on.
Let's move on.
But with your class, with you. It's not a scene. You see, there is a one about and this was a more and a more forcing a parliament. I'm a more cost suspension.
MP put a constitutional article 9 or chapter 9. A cast or act either say you go independent, support an independent candidate, one can go independent, now your political party, you automatically forfeit your position. Automatic. Forfeit of membership.
Or see, the law of natural justice say you have to give the person opportunity.
That rule of natural justice does not apply to what happened in parliament. These are members of parliament. They should have been seated in parliament. Nobody prevented them from sitting in parliament. They should have been there and they could be heard. Have you read Article 71? Article 97?
97, me too.
97, have you read them? There's no reference to any party, political party writing to anybody. It's a non-issue. Speaker or making reference to the notice of poll.
One is one constitutional side.
Why?
Maybe.
If I apply, if I apply, go to a process before you, and provide me evidence to you.
Now, so it's time now. I'll say electoral commission.
Electoral commission. Why?
What publish?
So
the speaker doesn't work automatically.
Yeah.
When a small tongue constitution,
and you need petition before him.
No. As far as I'm concerned, nobody has
petitioned. How do you the petition before Parliament? Say. Penyasi, say nipa mienu we, Cynthia Morrison, and this whom MP no. Akwa independent. Ni enia aka. Wako independent no. Ne Mr. Honorable Asiama, adwene MPP no. Automatically they forfeit their seats per article 17. I mean 97. G ni H no. It's given. And they're talking about interpretation. Speaker Okasano can clearly say he was not seeking to interpret the constitution. Let me tell you one thing. Various state institutions apply the law. If we read Article 34 of the Constitution, that in applying the law, we must understand, apply the principle of state policy, the political, objectives, the cultural objectives, the economic objectives in their application. So every state institution, any public officer in taking any decision will apply the law as they understand it.
As they understand
it. Yes, as they understand it. Okay. That doesn't mean interpretation.
Like as they
understand it.
But the interpretation, like I said, no.
The Supreme Court,
the lawyers to say, lies in the bottom of the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court itself, the judges, the justices, they interpret the law as they understand it.
I don't think so, because
what do you mean?
There's a guide to how the law came about.
Yes.
Consultative assembly,
listen to one thing.
There is a hands at the chair. The minds of the people who drafted the constitution. They're not on the so in the interpretation. Council, I mean, if I'm wrong, Council is here. Council, if I'm wrong, you can correct me.
There's no need.
Paka, let me. No, just a minute.
He has a right not to understand anything. It is his right.
No, but
why are you inviting me?
A minute to just.
Let me make something clear to you. I'm a student of law.
Okay, I'm happy.
I am a student of law. I'm not just an older person talking.
Okay, that's fine. That's good.
So, the Supreme Court justices, they have interpreted constitutions and they have had to reverse their own decisions. Reviews have been sought and they have reversed their own decisions. In 4 verses Attorney General, the court said the law and custom of Parliament is a distinct body of law unknown to the courts. So whatever that happens within court, within the Parliament of Ghana, it's not questioned by the courts. What they do is the byproduct after Parliament has taken its decision. Because at Article 93 of the Constitution, the powers given to Parliament, they must operate it. They must operate within the limits of the Constitution. So after they have taken a decision,
after having took the decision,
I'm coming. I'm going through. We are going through a process. Me too. So after Parliament has taken a decision, if that decision contravenes any decision of the Constitution, Article 130 and Article 21 of the Constitution, the Supreme Court can now come in here and interpret. But issues of parliamentary elections, if we read Article 99 of our Constitution, the court that has jurisdiction is the High Court to determine whether or not somebody has been elected, and having been elected, whether they still maintain the post, even including the speaker. If you disagree, 99-2, then you can appeal to them. Court of Appeal.
Let me catch a lawyer. Lawyer said,
you can go to the Court of Appeal.
I mean,
the Supreme Court has had occasions.
The original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court is interpreted. No court in Ghana can do interpretation. And this somebody goes and says, I want to interpret. You can't say he's wrong.
There are two situations where the Supreme Court declined jurisdiction. Ghana Bar Association versus Attorney General. Why it was stated? They said Ghana Bar Association said Justice Shatta was not a person of high moral integrity, moral character, and proven integrity.
I see.
And that even his instrument of appointment should be taken and cancelled.
I see.
The Supreme Court declined jurisdiction. You know what? They should come back Article 146. Because the Supreme Court, the Constitution has provided the means through which you remove such a person. And Chief Justice matters, and all of those things. Then you have a case of Yeboah versus Attorney General. Why Yeboah went to the, in fact, he was supposed to, he went through parliamentary elections. Time frame of my session will apply. Say, listen, if I agree that there's a time frame to petition the court, time will come, call the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court declined jurisdiction. Was said by this self where they a high court. And so our principles of law and standards are clearly spelled out in both the Constitution and our case laws. So sometimes when some decisions come, you are confused even as a law student.
Because it's more confused. More lawyers.
We don't know exactly what is happening.
Maybe so right, maybe say you're wrong. We don't know where
no, but if somebody invokes the jurisdiction of the court,
and you see,
the Supreme Court go on all right to interpret. I think you might go see or interpretation.
Cancel. You see, you see, when the provisions of the law are so clear, you simply apply. You don't need any interpretation. Let me tell you, as a student of law, what I believe it is that Article 97. 1, G and H are not, there's no ambiguity. Where's the ambiguity?
But now there's
where is the ambiguity?
All decisions are opinion. And you also can say there's no ambiguity.
And that is my opinion. I'm sharing it with you. That's as far as I'm concerned. Because ABS, when you see me when you did it, when you see me, Professor, when you see me when you did it in the north, we simply went to a by-election.
Yes.
So the moment, look, these actions, you see, like him say, every provision of our Constitution has its own historical antecedent.
Right, that's true. That I agree.
But laws are not just brought about. They are brought about to kill a certain mischief.
Yeah, that I agree.
So that mischief of flip-flopping, because during the Nkrumah time, there were a lot of MPs who even begged to become part of Nkrumah's government.
Yeah, because certain
things that were happening here and there. Exactly. So when we are drawing our Constitution and our laws, we go back to our history and seek to see. Even look at the issue of Ray Akoto. It has informed our jurisdiction regarding human rights and how we protect them. So that if things happened yesterday and it did not serve us well, how do we cure them going forward? This is simply a situation where a person can say, we are MP on a ticket of a political party. When to go parliament, no one sorry say my cross the other side without any consequences. This is not futuristic.
So points and futuristic.
It's not futuristic.
A present parliament.
If it is futuristic,
but it wasn't. You know what? Constitution said whether present parliament or futuristic. I can't wait for the
listen. Why I say it's not futuristic. If this will become futuristic, what is the essence of Article 91, 97? What mischief was it made to cure? If it is futuristic, because the next parliament, the issue we're talking about today will not be there. But then, Obi Awako independent biano, obeba parliament as an independent candidate so we near obi of any political party biano obeba parliament as a member of that political party. So what mischief would there be for Article 97 to kill?
Right, abusani pe kwoti ni wanabo Haruna Yusuf your former MC offensive south ni ene twagu ye transfer fee ye di nensem no enso so eho enko na eni nkoma.
It's purely opposition for kasa. Akwa bia so opetumi abanti de also okabia no. So former MC there was asankwan we dwom ne ade no market ne ade na ho. So asankwan ho kakra ni zina be 7 to 8 years na bi nyama ha no. Ho betumi apapa because ohia kan de anya ya ne mu ohia chire ni asam ene ade. Eti nasema oka no say speaker anya ready so be explain bi atro bia no. Mr. Abangbaben oni parliament of for onoana ho or for Ghana for or for parliamentarians eba ho eti asem si na wan tumi ancheche mu further and better it will not make any sense so what na makofa na 2020 na sankofo no e dey ba tuwe no it is not the same case we dey ato abawie foforo and esan so ye ayi independent candidates senti ontum kotena akonwa eye party bi dia so ba we mu de o ma declare on intentions for ye nyantoy nti dia ne hula balu about it again tell me hunu say eye say o trust who defend dia we be defend dia enkonkusi aga the point is that ensese emre bia ye create tension to entem ko dia na so esi hunu bokosa na nya bokosa ho say na people for so eba no so no court ma kwan so obi emeta akonwa kwa anka de be si anka sem ketwa ebi ansa na emre bi DSC ya eslo usu kotna MP ba ko na so na ni na ha ya chese chuso chuma donko ne ade usu akonya kwa no ko obi no ko kama me tran so kakra se be ya on so den tem ne ade etimi de me mesese yesi ye bodi tumra enye ene ye bodi su hye emra enye ye papa Abangbaben otu ya betram dingran emsese 4 years ni ana ye ko 4 years ni a onso watumi abefa abanwa no as speaker of parliament nya ebe kamera kakra bi na wo be niam bi a ebe dent your hard earned reputation wonya no ntimese no ana se ebe sense o ma niam mu nda ho isaze de mo kasa Ghana fo abre na Ghana fo say dia enye sa tatis we na Ghana fo be hweso ato abawo ti brafom wo na be bisa Ghana fo no ana twema general ana brabe kasem bi kire asiofo nom hu so boto aba mamu a enye za wo twema obi asema bana kunwa no akwakotan so se o ya majority faso be na wo so ti ebe se so ma omana so bi ekura mu no yenkura mu sa mun create tension ebe kwakofa asem bi ye je ho a enye
unu se sa tension we no a strategy bi na de NDC for no create ana se obet me win election
nale u create sa attention na onsa obi ansa ba 2 million na sense ba akona na obi ere koto nti baby metumi aje o question akoni se yes ana nkofo akase ndi for there ya nto amama de tokoba bi nto mamo ana what do you mean ye ba to aba Nigeria aba no mto na ni Ghana one no your favorite Peter Obi na your favorite Peter Obi tizana dudu na nu se Peter Obi na ekomini afide bo abawie ya akokora na awana tinibu ana papa yi osina konyanti ana medical akase abaya ye betui me sanka dis for ni pafoforo bi e ba ya anka me akasa kwa madam PR di amandisi I say no I was say ye ma new ideas fresh ideas eba system nim na de ono abawie kono sa na se eno sa na ni hwen etino so se Ghana fo abra na se Ghana fo gidi se o ma brenti wo do ma na betu abaje o mo nkwa wa bra o mo hu da munya na Ghana fo metoma mo na afedie ne akakabe nsem ne by force leadership no sa na no nyansa be ne ho mi hu se nyansa bi animti o mo hwe na eniama nkoda ba bi ho se da
right amusu so fa yon channel go comment section as like share na for floor eso enye bi enhwe yakramo
you.